We're back again, part 3. And as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yes, if casually dating people is your thing, if fuck buddies is your thing, if going from one romantic flame to the next, hee hee ha ha, is your thing, what I'm recommending to you is make sure the people that you are casually seeing or fucking are aware of what you're doing, because it's not right to lead people on to think one thing that isn't true, that isn't real, because karma will come back to bite you in the ass. And if you're a player, yes, a player, and watching this right now, which I don't know why you would be, maybe you need advice as you know as to how to become a non-player and a gentleman, exactly. And that's why you're watching this. You just need to make people aware, okay? If you want to casually date and you want to casually fuck, there's really nothing wrong with that, okay? Because you're just not ready for the whole long-term committed relationship thing yet. And we all get to that point when we are, but we're always at that point before, but we're not, right? So that's what you do. You get to know different people, you date different people. But like I was saying, if you're gonna see a bunch of different people at the same time, make sure they are aware of that though, because then like John can run into Bob and then they're both like, oh, we're both seeing Katie, and they're like, what the fuck, and they start like punching each other and it just gets way out of hand. No, you don't want that.
And then they both call you and they call you
what the fuck. Yeah, karma will come back to haunt you. I believe in karma.
And don't be sneaky, because I
believe I can fly. Anyway, so that's the conclusion of that, about the whole two-timing thing. I really don't think it's right, but if you want to see a bunch of different people at the same time, just, you know, I guess the
make sure that
right
they're
thing
aware.
to do in that situation would be just make sure everyone is aware. But really, that's not gonna give you that successful romantic relationship. If that's what you're looking for, then no, don't go seeing Johnny and Craig and George all at the same time. That's just, no. It's like high school shit. Okay? Anyways. So there are 5 different love languages.
And love languages is our next topic.
Yes. Well,
for
it is a part of love and relationships. What?
Sorry.
I will not do you for 25 cents. Anyways, there are 5 different love languages. You ready? Some of you watching this right now probably already know. So correct me if I'm wrong. There is physical touch, which, okay, sex is included in that, obviously, but it's not just sex. It's hugs, kisses on the cheek, on the forehead, shoulder brushes, you know, like going up to your husband or wife and just like,
or your girlfriend,
you,
or your boyfriend.
I've missed you all day at work. Yeah, that's all physically showing someone you love them. And we do not all give and receive love in the same way. We all have our different love languages, so some of us might receive love physically and others not so much. So most of you males out there, most of you, not all of you, but most of you, your love language is, you know, through physical touch. And correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're not getting any from your loved one, you don't feel loved, right? Because, okay, something's wrong there. Why aren't I having intimate love making? Why aren't we hugging enough? Whatever. You're just not gonna feel your love from your spouse, your partner. And yeah, some of you women out there too, that is your love language as well. And basically, you just need to find out what your partner's love language is and go from there. And it's gonna take some trial and error, but I guarantee you, once you actually know what your partner's love language is, then you know how they receive love, you know what exactly you need to do or say in some instances to make sure that, you know, they feel loved and they're not going to feel neglected or whatever. So there's one. The second, giving gifts, believe it or not, is a love language. Some people really feel loved when you come home with a bouquet of roses or
a box of chocolates
your husband's favorite fucking toolbox, or The Patriots season 6 or whatever fucking season, you know? Stuff like that, to be like, oh my god, wow, you've actually thought of me, and I love you so much. Like, that actually really means something to some people. Others, like me, I get a gift, cool, but that doesn't really make me feel loved, you know? Because that's not my love language. Third, encouraging words and affirmation. So, constantly just being encouraging with the way you speak to your partner and affirming them, like, you are beautiful, you look really great in that outfit today, or say you're talking about work and a project you've been working on for the past few weeks, and your husband and your wife is just totally supportive and always talking about how great of a job you're doing. Don't give up, you're extremely smart and talented, I believe in you, all that crap. That's what some people need to really feel loved. They need to hear those encouraging words. So, you know, it does come into play with spending quality time. So some people can have more than one love language, you know. It can be...
Or all of them.
Well, no. There's, like, a primary and secondary, really. Like, you can have your primary way of receiving love and giving love, and you'll have a secondary, which, you know, we all have. But we all have that primary way of receiving love, basically. Whether it's, you know, being intimate, or just the way that your spouse talks to you, because in many relationships, communication, there's such a lack of communication, and then you don't feel loved because your spouse isn't really talking to you that much, and especially if that's your love language, you are going to feel like so far away from the person you're with, because you're just not talking enough. They're not telling you how beautiful you are enough. They're not telling you how great of a mother you are, great of a father you are. So, you know, you want communication all around, but especially if that is your love language, keep that in mind to encourage your partner as much as you possibly can. You can even think about things that you want to say, write them down. Whatever, you know, write them down so you remember, and be like, oh, this is what I wish to say to really encourage my partner. And trust me, if that's your love language, it's going to work. So that's 3. Fourth one I mentioned earlier is...
But hold on. But just don't tell them what you think they want to hear. Be real with them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some people do that. They'll be like, oh, I don't know. Some people just go off and say things that they think somebody wants to hear just because of the way that they are, but really they don't really care.
So if you don't really care and you don't truly love the person, I don't know why you're married or with the person to begin with. Right?
Right. Okay, so the other one is...
So if you don't give a shit, then I would get out of that one. No, you don't want to tell people things that aren't true. You don't want to lie, basically. And if that is what you do, I don't know why you're in a relationship to begin with. No. We'll be going to part 4 soon. But, okay, the fourth love language I mentioned earlier is spending quality time. That can be eating a meal together. That can be sitting down, watching TV, but actually, like, talking and, you know, being involved with the person sitting next to you, not so much with the television, but with the person sitting next to you. It can be going out to the movies, you know, just making sure you are spending time with your partner.
Or it could be like, you know, going in your bedroom and shutting the door and just being totally just you and them, which is a great thing, and I recommend doing that.
And that can actually involve a lot of different ways of giving and receiving love at one time, but as long as that person knows you are taking time out of your day for them, and, you know, don't spend all your time at work. I mean, I know a lot of you are workaholics, but you have to set aside that time for your partner. You just have to. You gotta think about it. You gotta plan it ahead. This day we're going out to the movies. This day we're gonna have a lovely candlelight dinner, just the two of us at home. If that is your partner's love language, do it, because they will feel loved, and then you'll even get more of your love.